Hello, folks. It's Rick Enfinger here with Will You Endure, and going to bring you a great video tonight: how to generate leads for beginners in 2019. The reason I always say that for beginners in 2019 is because I'm still kind of a beginner. I've been online for a little over a year, and I'm learning things every day. So I'm wanting to put the content straight out to you. And if you don't have a lot of experience online, I mean, any information that is well, let me be careful. Not all, any information is good. Sometimes it's not good. I'm not going to bring you any of that kind of information. I'm going to be straight up with you. I'll be forthright, and I'll be just as transparent as anybody can be. Um, this information is basically, I research it and I do it. So, there will be no, I don't try to pull your leg on anything. I want to start off tonight. I had a friend tell me that, need to start off your YouTube video with maybe a little small joke just to kind of get, loosen you up a little bit so maybe you'll get the content a little bit better. But this teacher had, she had a classroom full of kids, and she said, "Okay, kids, I've got a question for you." She goes, what does a chicken give us?" Johnny raises his hand, and she said, "Okay, Johnny, what is it?" He said, "Meat." She said, "That's a great answer." She said, "Okay, I've got another question, class." She said, "What does a pig give us?" John, bunch of kids raising their hand, but Johnny's going crazy. Got his hand up. She said, "Okay, Johnny, I'll call on you again." She said, "What does a pig give us?" And he said, "Bacon." She said, "Wow, you're doing so good today, class. Isn't Johnny doing great?" And so everybody's all happy and everything. She said, "Okay, I've got one more question, and then I'll be done, and we'll move on with something else to do." He said, "Okay." She says, "What does the fat cow give us?" Well, Johnny, he's kind of hesitant. He raises his hand, he puts it back down, he raises, he's kind of, looking a little odd. And she says, "Johnny, what's wrong?" She said, "Well, I kind of want to answer it, but I'm not sure." And she said, "Well, I want you to answer it." She said, "You've been doing so good." She said, "Okay, I'll repeat it again. What does the fat cow give us?" And he started laughing. And he said, "Well, teacher, she gives us homework." So anyway, I thought that was kind of fun. Um, generate leads for beginners in 2019. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple tips tonight on how to start generating leads. And let me tell you how important this is. Leads are basically your lifeline for your business. Okay. Now, I'm assuming that you're doing online marketing or something of the such, similar. Um, and if you are, then you've got to produce leads. I mean, leads are really for anybody. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. The only reason I said that's what I do. But you've got to have leads. You've got to have people that you can put your offer in front of, whether it be a product or service or whatever. So leads are crucial. Okay. Even if you're in a brick and mortar store, you've got to have prospects to either go out and do sales presentations to. You've got to try to offer free estimates or whatever your product is, or you've got to get them into your store one way or another. You've got to have leads or prospects. Okay, so one of the first things I want to talk to you about is well, number one, you've got to have a funnel set up. I mean, you got to have a place when these leads come in, you can filter them through your funnel, and that's how you basically you I mean, for lack of a better word, you funnel them through a series of points that you want them to touch, and that's part of your marketing. Okay, now if any of this is kind of going over your head, don't worry about it. I'm being as beginner like as I can, because I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I want you just to catch the basics here. Okay, so basically you got to have a place for them to go. In other words, you got to have, you're going to need a few tools, and those tools are going to be a program that will basically build your opt-in page, because that's how you're going to capture emails. Okay, so you're going to also have an autoresponder. Okay, and the same tool that builds your opt-in pages, you can build your funnel through also. So it's basically just two tools, and they're basic tools, and I mean, they're a must. Okay, there's no I have a lot of people message me and say, how can I get started for free? Well, I don't know. I'm not saying you can't do that because supposedly there's people online that say you can. Now I haven't. I have not done that because see, I have owned my own business before, and I understand the fact that you've got to invest in your own business. You have to invest your time. You have to invest knowledge and learning. You have to invest in the fact that you've got to become a better person as time goes on, as far as learning your business and stuff like that. And you've got to invest in tools. Okay. You see, when I had my own business, I owned a home construction business. So, tools were very vital. There's other things I had to invest in, but if I had to have one single category that I could not ever skip out on, that was my tools. So these two tools that I'm talking to you about, they're crucial, okay? Because you have to capture these leads, and you have to have a way to communicate with them so that you can follow up, okay? And that's why you want to collect emails. So anyway, the first thing we're going to talk about is forums, okay? All right. And you can now understand there's a saying out there that says, you need to be resourceful to be able to make money online. What that means is this: if you ever have a question, dig into the computer itself, not the actual computer, but into the internet itself, and find your own answer. Okay, it's just kind of, here's a for instance. Um, I've got a motorcycle. I've actually got a couple, but I've got one motorcycle which is a Suzuki M109R, and usually I take it in to have it serviced. But for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I wanted to service it myself. I wanted to kind of, you know, I wanted to be able to visibly know where the oil filter and all that was. So I thought, I'm gonna service the thing this weekend. But I got to thinking, I really have no idea how to. You know, it's not like a car. So I wanted to make sure I was doing it right. So, I was resourceful. I went on YouTube and I searched how to change the oil in an M109R. And honestly, I watched what, three videos. I actually watched three videos, and they were, I mean, spot on. Every one of them was. And I literally, I learned it. I actually put my computer up in my work desk, down in my shop, and I literally followed the videos and changed my oil. Now I wasn't quick about it, but the fact of the matter is, I can change it now without the video because I've done it now. And that's the nice thing about learning on your own. Being resourceful means, basically, not. I don't want to use the word forcing. I want to say, yeah, I guess that's the best word. Making yourself learn something. Don't just, don't just let somebody show you. You always hear a lot of these people out here talking about, well, we'll hold your hand and kind of guide you through it. Well, that's not always the best thing. Sometimes the best thing is for you to dig into the information because the information is out there. See, that's the great thing about the internet. There's complete information out there about, I believe, everything. You can literally learn anything online, and that is it's magnificent. If you're in a learning mode. Now, I'll give you a tip. This is a life tip, not just a online business tip. Always be in the learning mode. Okay. I'm 51 years old, and I can honestly tell you, I am trying to learn something every day. It's not always just one thing. Sometimes I'm just trying to learn overall every day. Now, I'm not saying you need to be like me because that's probably not a good thing, but you do need to be learning every day. All right, so let's get back to this. Generate leads for beginners in 2019. The first place you want to start with is with forums. Okay. Now, this is assuming that you have your funnel set up with your two basic tools. Okay. Because what that'll do is that'll provide you a link. So you go on these forums, and you need to find the forums that are associated with the same niche that you're in. Like, see, for me, it's make money online. Okay. That's my niche. Entrepreneurship. Um, make a home-based business through the internet. These are the subtopics of the of what I'm doing. Okay, so I would go on and search for these type of forums. I'm just using this as an example. You search for whatever your niche is. You find those forums and you get involved in some conversations that are going on in these forums. And you literally you've got to try to help these people, because everybody. See, let me tell you what will you endure, which is my channel. And oh, by the way, if you've never been to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, stop right now and go down and click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified when we bring out the next video. And I highly appreciate it. And please watch this video completely. You're going to learn a lot of good tips and tricks. And at the end of it, if you get something out of it, give me a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments below if you've ever done anything online before. Okay, and I'll correspond back with you. I mean, I'm just kind of interested, and if there's anything I can do to help you, I will. And at the end of this video, I'll offer you a bonus. Okay, so anyway, forums. Search out the forums that are associated with the niche that you're in. Okay, that's the number one thing. Start getting involved in conversations that are going on in these forums. Okay, now one of the ones I want to point out to you is called Quora. Okay, I hope you can read that. Okay, that right now is one of the best question and answer type forums that is going on right now, and a ton of people are bragging on it for developing leads. Okay, so you go on there and it's free to sign up, and you basically get on there and you start getting involved in the conversations that are within your niche, and you offer some help. You say, hey, by the way, I notice you have, this concern or this question. Let me tell you what I have found. And literally, honestly, if you have to stop for a minute and go research it, go Google their question. Find them a good answer. You know, make sure it makes sense, and then go back in there and post a real short answer and say, here's what I have found to work, or here's some information that I have gathered. And also, if you would like, here's some more information, and put your link in there. See, because the niche is whatever you're involved in. Let's say how to make money online, and let's say that the person posts, I would like to know how to generate leads. See, automatically you could jump in there and say, hey, by the way, one of the things, that I have learned is you can go start helping people, and posting answers on forums and drop your link in there. I hope this helps. Oh, by the way, here's my link, and I hope that it can help you further. Please check it out. Now, that's just a sample, but that was a quick exchange. It doesn't, you're not, being spammy. You're being helpful. You're engaging with the person. And honestly, I mean, if I was on the forum and you engaged me like that, I would check your link out. And if you have an engaging product, in other words, if your product's good or your service is good or your system is good that you're promoting, if it's good enough and I liked it, I might check it out. You see how that exchange works, okay? And understand that on these forums, your information doesn't just die out. It lasts. On some of these forums, it lasts for months and even years. Some of them may only be weeks and months, because they're getting so many posts that it basically gets buried. But it doesn't go away. So you understand, these answers, when you're helping, you're starting to help. It's not just going to be that one person. There's other people that are reading these posts. They're reading the question, and in their mind they're thinking, "Oh, that's the same question I have. Let me look at all the answers here, so I can find what's best for me." So you understand, that's how you start getting leads, okay? Because you're running them through your system because you already have your tools. Oh, by the way, I'll leave a link for the two tools that I'm talking about below this video. And I hope you check them out. They both have a free trial. The autoresponder has a 30-day free trial, and the opt-in page slash funnel builder has a 14-day trial. And now this is my opinion, okay? I have tried multiple tools out before, and these are what I have found to be the best. Okay, if you want to go out there and try to find your own, awesome. I hope you find the best ones. Okay, now I believe I have the best one, but you do what you need to do. I'm just telling you these, and in my opinion, these are the two best. They're the two best that work together. They're the two probably most promoted ones out there, meaning they're popular. In other words, other people are having great success with them. So anyway, I'll put those links below. Um, so forums and the main one is Quora, and like I said, you can research tons of them. And find the ones that work the best for you. Okay, now surely you know what this is. Facebook. Okay, Facebook has I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of groups that are associated with a niche that I'm sure you're in. Okay, because they have that many groups out there, it really doesn't matter what your niche is. I'm sure they have a group or groups that have thousands or 50,000s or hundreds of thousands of you know um, people that are part of the group, and you can go in and do the same type of thing like you were doing on the forums. Now you have to be real careful in Facebook because the administrators, the ones that that basically have these pages set up, they can block you. So what you want to do first on Facebook is basically you want to get in there and you want to, kind of conversate a little bit. Don't start just going in there and slamming down your links. Go in there and answer some questions and conversate a little bit with some of the group members in there. And then once they've seen you within the group a little bit, every once in a while just drop a link. You'll be just blown away on how powerful that is. Like I said, just don't be spammy because they'll kick you off. Okay. The other one is Instagram. Now I'm not a pro on Instagram, um, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know that Facebook owns Instagram, and you can go on there and post stuff. And so I'm thinking, in my mind, it's similar to Facebook. Okay, you have millions, or honestly, with Facebook, it's billions. So I would say Instagram is probably close to the same thing. Billions of followers that are on there, so you have plenty of people to try to talk with. Now, like I said, I don't know if Instagram has groups. I don't believe they do. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so I don't want to step on my own toes there and tell you something wrong. So you might want to check that out. Now, another one that I really like, and a lot of people look over this, Pinterest. I know that don't. I don't. I'm writing this with. That's an N. I'm writing this with my finger because this cursor thing here, it don't work out well. I can't say my fingers working out real well either. I realize that I have a touch screen, so I can write with my fingers, and usually it works out pretty good. So anyway, that says Pinterest. Okay, Pinterest is an incredible place to go on there, and you don't even have to learn how to set up ads. That's probably the best thing to do is try to join a course that teaches it. Even if it's most of the courses out here, most of them are free. But even if it's a small paid course, even if it's a $20 or $30 course, I think I've seen one that's like 25 or $29 or something like that. Teaches you how to do Pinterest posts. That would be a great tool to invest in, because you got to understand you need leads, and if you can discover how to go into a platform as large as Pinterest, and they are huge. So you got to understand they drive a boatload of traffic. And if you can get on there and learn how to set up the posts on there on Pinterest and start getting continuous leads off these posts, why would you not? Okay, it will yield you money. Okay, through your system. Okay, like I said, if now listen, uh, like I said, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a bonus. You know, hopefully you're still watching, and like I said, please subscribe. But you've got to have something that you can promote that you will believe in. In other words, that you know it will benefit people. Okay, so all these things I'm telling you right now, I mean, they're great tools to basically drive traffic. But here's the thing: if you're not going to do anything, then what are you really expecting? Okay, you've got to dive into the water. Okay, yes, you're going to get wet. Yes, you're probably going to get a little bit cold, but that's the idea. Okay, you've got to get wet and you've got to get a little bit cold so that you can start having, moving forward. You've got to make the decision that, just learning something and not doing it is never going to yield nothing for you. There's never going to be no money on this. Okay. So you have to do these things. All right. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is, and I'm going to be real easy with this, YT, YouTube. Okay. Now, just like I'm making this video right now. Okay. I'm generating traffic. All right. Now, most, I can't say most, I would say more than half of these that I've showed you, they're pretty quick. In other words, the forums and the core thing, and even Facebook, through the groups, you know, the response is pretty quick. In other words, once you start getting in there and posting stuff and dropping your link, you're going to, start realizing pretty quick results. Now, Pinterest, not quite as much because you've got to take the time, number one, to set up your post. Okay, then you've got to post it. You got to publish it or whatever it's called. Same thing with YouTube. YouTube, you've got to put on good content. Okay, and if you don't know how to do a YouTube channel, check out my other video about YouTube for beginners. It's a real easy, basic way to get started that won't cost you anything. Okay, um, and like I said, it is the number one way of driving free leads right now. Okay, now that's what we're talking about, free. Now there's another way of doing this which is paid, and I highly suggest you look into it. And I will create another video on that one. And the only reason I say that is a lot of people are, there again, they say, oh, I don't want to put no money in my business. Well, then what do you want out of it? I mean, honestly, think about that. You don't want to put no money into your business. So what are you expecting out of it? I understand. You're expecting it to pay you, but you don't feel like you need to put any money into it. Listen, I'm not sure where you got this idea from, but that ain't how business works, you know. And mostly I'm talking to the younger generation. And I'm not trying to harp on you or nothing like that. Somebody's kind of, I don't know, twisted your mind a little bit for you to even think like that. Okay? Because the older generation, surely you understand a business costs money. That's why it pays you better than, let's just say, a standard job. Most business owners make a lot more than the people they hire, and they're supposed to, okay? Because they were willing to take a risk. Understand, nothing in this life comes to those who don't take risks, okay? That's just a fact. You can look it up, or you can, I tell you what you need to really start doing. Start studying successful people and see what kind of a journey they went through to get that success. I'll tell you what it is. Basically, this is just a short, the long and short of any book out there that's about success. They first started, down a path, and they failed. Then they, got back up and started again, and then they failed. Then they got back up and started again, and then they failed. And you're probably thinking, well, that's kind of stupid. No, no, it's not. They got back up again, and they had a little bit of success, just a little, but they learned, and they also learned through the failures. Sometimes that's better learning. For me, it always has been. Okay, so then they go at it again, and then all of a sudden they get a little bit more success. They learn some more. They go at it even harder. All of a sudden they start to get a windfall. But you understand, the windfall came from all of the effort. It came from all of the failures. It came from all of the small successes that build up to the windfall. Now, I don't want to get into the whole philosophy and all that. I'm not a philosopher. I just know that for a fact. I hope this is giving you some ideas on how to start generating leads for your business. Please give me a thumbs up. And the bonus I was going to tell you about, if you don't have a system or something to promote, or you don't quite understand just how to make money online yet, click on the link below this video. It's my number one recommendation, and I'll promise you, Dave, my buddy that does the video, he does videos a heck of a lot better than I do. But he will talk to you about a 15-day business builder challenge. Business builder challenge. That's kind of a tongue twister. Uh, and basically what that's about is it's a course to teach you how to make money online. Okay, and that money, I always tell everybody, what you need to first start off with is, why would you do this? What are you trying to do online? Are you trying to make some money? Maybe just part-time money? Or are you trying to, replace your income from your job so that you can come home? Or here's one I heard. This is what I had a guy tell me the other day. He said, "I'll tell you what." He said, "If I can make this work," he said, "I'd really like to bring my wife home so she could be home with the kids." And I thought, man, that's admirable. Okay, that's very admirable. Um, you know, now I know some single people that are involved, and they basically tell me, "Hey, man, I just want a new vehicle and I want to be free." And nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. Awesome. Good, good plan. For me, I'm going to replace my income that I have with a full time job, because I do this part time, and that I'm going to basically go full time with this and see just how much I can make. And no, I'm not greedy. I plan on giving a certain percentage of my money to the church, a certain percentage of my money to charity, and a certain percentage of my money to fishing all over the world. And I believe by doing that, I will be blessed. Now, I'm not here to talk to you about, religion or anything like that. That's just my plan. You have to have your own. Listen, I appreciate you watching my video tonight. Sorry that I rambled on. Hope you got something out of it. Make sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you later.